All right, welcome to week 9 of the Friday Night Frenzy, the final week of the regular season. Alongside Andrew Pogar, I'm Rob Hughes, and we've got a big show tonight. A dozen games on tap. We begin it right here in West Lafayette for a matchup between Harrison and Richmond.
Yeah, how about it? The NCC conference title completely up for grabs. 3 teams jockeying for the top spot. Those teams, Harrison, Kokomo, and McCutcheon, all 5-1 in conference play.
All right, viewer discretion advised for this one. It was not pretty. Dawson Danke had a big game, and really all of the Raiders did. Already up 44-7 in the second quarter. The Raiders going screenplay on 3rd and long, and Danke doing the rest. Blake Campos in the background. He knows it. Danke is gone. Raiders lead 51-7 at the half. Things really not going Richmond's way. Alston Bain fires deep and on target to Deshaun Jones. Probably would have been a touchdown. A little later, the Red Devils trying to be tricky. Jarrell Deloney can't handle it, trying to chase it down. He's tackled for a big loss. Raiders back with the ball now and going to the ground game. This time it's L.J. Hart shedding tackles left and right. Eventually chased down near the sideline, but a big gain for the Raiders. Hart now once again finishing this drive off, follows his blockers and truck sticks a defender. The Raiders win this one big, 68-7. All right, over at McCutcheon, Mavericks needing a win to keep pace with Harrison. Things going smoothly to start. Mavs march right down the field. Drew Rutherford in for the score, 7-0. Marion is going to answer, though, on the Giants' first offensive play. Thomas Stone fires downfield to Dante Henderson. A diving attempt by Drew Torres, but Henderson stays on his feet, takes it to the house. Marion evens the score at 7. After that, not a lot of offense for the rest of the half. Marion backed up to its own end zone. Stone scrambling, but Trent Dardine there to drag him down behind the line. One play later, same story. This time, Nick Robin is there to take down the quarterback. Crams him into the turf, forcing a 3-and-out just before the half. Mavs looking for a lead. Austin Bennett on the carry. Junior back breaks it outside. He's gone. McCutcheon wins 35-7. And as expected, Harrison, McCutcheon, and Kokomo all win. So a 3-way tie for the NCC title.
All right, can you hear me now? Next up, we have a slugfest. The Muncie Central Bearcats hosting the Lafayette Jeff Broncos. First quarter, and the Bearcats with the give. That's young Elsias, who heads up the left side in full stride, brushing off a defender. He would take it in to tie the game at 14 all. Now, first play of the Broncos drive, and Matt Wilkerson sending a lob pass to J.T. Williams, and money in the bank. He reels it in with 1 foot inbound. Broncos looking to capitalize. That's Marquise Munoz, who just cuts through the defense like a hot knife through butter. The Broncos would score 1 play later. Second quarter, and quarterback Hatfield Trenton looking for an open man downfield, but he sees no option and runs. Oh, he's running for his life. He eventually is brought down. In the end, Lafayette Jeff goes on to beat Muncie Central 55-48, the final score. All right, in Tipton, it was a battle of the good versus evil as the Central Catholic Knights played the Tipton Blue Devils. First possession for the Knights quarterback Avery Denhart drops back, stays strong in the pocket, and that's Ben Tharp who puts the Knights on the board first. On the following possession for the Devils, the toss. It's over to the running back, and Ben Metzinger absolutely baptizes him. That gets the mojo going for CC. Later in the first quarter, Denhart rolling out to find Tharp for a toe-tapping first down.
Nice.
The Knights moving the ball with ease. A few plays later, the handoff goes to Metzinger, and he beats everyone to the corner of the end zone. The Catholics beat the Devils 41-10.
All right, the West Lafayette Red Devils travel to Howard County to take on Northwestern Tigers. West Lafayette starts with the ball. Mikey Kidwell cocks back, throws this one to Luke Talukian, showing some fancy footwork, and stumbles down inside the 15 for the Red Devils. A few plays later, Kidwell moving around in the backfield as he often does. Once again, looking for Talukian, but this time going for 6. Westside takes the early lead, 7-0. Northwestern looking like they're going to tie this one up, but once again, it's that guy, Luke Talukian. He's coming up with a big play tonight. Picking off Trey Richmond's pass in the end zone for the touchback. Red Devils again with the ball. This time, Sage Hood running it in from the 3-yard line. Westside goes on to win this one, 51-22. Well, that does it for the first half of the Frenzy. 5 games down, still 6 more to go. Coming up, we'll make stops at Western, Lewis Cass, Frontier.
And Carroll, the Cougars, trying to cap off a perfect regular season. We'll tell you how Mark Brown's squad did against Sheridan when the Frenzy continues after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Frenzy. For our next stop, we head to Rushville, Twin Lakes visiting Western.
The Indians and Panthers have struggled this fall. Both teams 1-3 in the Hoosier Conference. Both teams 2-6 overall and trying to end the regular season on a positive note. Ryan Hibbets and Twin Lakes trail 24-0 later in the third quarter, looking to start a comeback. Indians quarterback Owen Kroll. Kroll hits Blake Bennington along the sideline to move the chains and get things going. A couple of plays later, it's Kroll. He goes left looking to pass again, fires up a major airstrike to Blake Bennington again, but this time it puts the Indians on the board. The Indians would get a stop and the ball back and do this. A pitch to Cameron Burgess, who fights off a defender, cuts back and blows past the Western defense to make it 12-24, 24-12 if you like football. Later in the third quarter, the Twin Lakes comeback was helped by stiff defense seen here. Fabian Delian absolutely blows up this play, setting Western back, but penalties would keep their drive alive. In the fourth quarter now, with their backs to the end zone, Western would fumble and Delian would be there again to recover. The Indians would cut the lead to 11, but that was as close as they would get. Western would hold off the rally, beating Twin Lakes 43-19, the final score.
The 1-7 Benton Central Bison looking to turn their season around as they head over to Lewis Cass to take on the 0-8 Kings. Great return here by Blake Morin for BC. Going to make it all the way to the 47-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds by the Kings. Morin again takes the snap, runs around looking downfield. He hooks up with a wide open Mason Gray for a huge 63-yard touchdown catch and run. And Gray puts the Bison on the board. But Lewis Cass, a little bit too strong for the Bison in this one. Alec Urich hands the ball off here to Caden Zeck, and the freshman Zeck picks up 11. A few snaps later, Urich again hands the ball off, this time to Brady Johnson. The Kings pick up their first win of the season, 41-21.
We head to Carroll. The Cougars looking to cap off an undefeated regular season. Carroll hosting Sheridan, trailing 14-13 in the third. Dylan Spessard rumbling in from 7 yards out. Cougars jump ahead 20-14. Carroll head coach Mark Brown wants more, and he's going to get it. Fourth quarter now off the play fake. Trey Filbert hooking up with Brant McLean, and he gone. A 74-yard scoring strike. The Cougars' lead increases to 13 points. Now ensuing Sheridan drive, Drake Delp is intercepted by Wyatt Carmack. Carmack returning the pick 55 yards to the house. Carroll scores 28 unanswered points to down Sheridan 41-14 the final. Cougars claim their first conference title since 1996. Coach Brown will join us in the Coach's Corner to talk about that.
At Clinton Prairie, the Gophers hosting the Bulldogs. Battle of the Clintons. Gophers lost this matchup earlier in the season. That game also at home. Bulldogs moving the ball early and doing it with the legs of quarterback Keenan Orr. He picks up the first there. A little bit later, Orr rolling out once again. Doesn't see anybody, and again trying to pick up a first. Lowers the shoulder, but the drive would stall. Clinton Prairie did not stall. Colin Stroop toss to Sam Schoonveld, who normally does his damage on the ground, but he fires it downfield here. Drew Scott all by himself for the score. Clinton Prairie goes on to win this one, a close one, 29-26.
Staying with the Hoosier Heartland Conference, Frontier hosting Taylor. Both teams searching for their first conference win. First Titan possession of the game, Braden Hancock setting the tone early. A solid pickup there, with Frontier head coach Jamie Sailors not happy. But on the same drive, Taylor's Liam Ireland is picked off by Vince Price. The Price is right. The senior racking up 15 yards on the interception return, and Frontier cashing in off that very turnover. Colt McCracken rolling out and finding guess who? It's Price. This catch resulting in a touchdown. Frontier outlast Taylor by a final score of 21-19.
Fountain Central flexing its muscles on Rockville tonight. Rockville not making it easy, though. Colton Schillings getting his hands on a pass. Nick Van Hook gets the pick, and he's going to run it back. He gets hit hard at the 10-yard line. The Rocks are down inside the red zone. Get a quick pass up the middle for 6. They missed their PAT, though. Mustang Lane Frazee gets the flea flicker, though, and makes his way up the middle. He'll lay a nice little stiff arm on Jalen Kerr, but he gets dragged down around midfield. Wade Bentley with the keeper. Makes it almost in. He's dragged down at the 1-yard line, just a little bit short. Lane Frazee again, he'll punch it in. Short 1-yard attempt. Mustangs flexing that home field advantage. They rock the Rocks 56-6.
Attica hosting South Vermilion, and the Red Ramblers came to play. Logan Harmison pops off a quick pass to Drew Sheridan. Drew finds the sideline and goes for broke. He'll pick up a 20-yard touchdown run for Attica. The Wildcats with the ball now back to the pass. The Wildcat QB gets sacked and fumbles. Sheridan picks up the loose ball and runs it back for another Red Rambler touchdown. Attica within 15 yards of another scoring drive. Owen Smith gets the flick and slants towards our camera. He'll sneak another one in for the home team. Attica putting on a show for their home fans. They win 75-21.
Well, this is a football show, and we're talking Purdue football tomorrow, obviously. Pretty cool story here. Former Purdue softball player turned Navy lieutenant is taking to the sky for the homecoming game tomorrow afternoon.
Sports 18's Erica Curtitis has the story. Welcome back to The Frenzy. Joining us tonight, Carroll head coach Mark Brown.
Thanks for being here, man. You know, big win tonight. Obviously, it means a lot. You guys are undefeated. How does that feel? That's unbelievable.
It's extremely special for not only our kids, but for our community. My seniors have busted their tails all season long. Jacob Marley, Ian Shell, Dylan Spessard, Brant McClain, and Austin Ford have just been great leaders for us. And it's just special for them to come out with a victory tonight and to solidify a conference championship and an undefeated regular season.
Yeah.
So it's pretty special.
14-13 to score at the half in favor of Sheridan. Defensively, what adjustments did you make to shut them out in the final two quarters?
We just talked about our option responsibilities on who had to take the dive back, who had to take the quarterback. And then once we kind of really solidified that, we were in good shape and our kids settled down and started playing the way they're capable of.
Aside from 2 minutes there, you guys shut them out the entire game, not just obviously those second two quarters. What was it there at the end of the half where they were able to kind of get on the board there?
Well, we had a couple miscues. We had an injury happen from one of our better defensive players, Austin Ford, and hopefully nothing serious. We're going to take a look at him here on Monday and just keep going. And they got a little momentum. We're able to kind of regroup at half and get things going in the right direction.
How good is Trey Filburn?
Trey's a very good athlete. He's done a great job as far as being a leader for us and has done a great job as far as running our offense. He does a great job. He's a competitor. He's the type of guy you want him to have the ball in his hands and to make the decisions. He's the type of guy you want him back there in the secondary to make calls and to come up and lay big hits on guys too.
You mentioned a lot of guys and their leadership, and you probably knew you were going to have a good team because of those guys, but are you better than you thought maybe even you would be?
We knew we had to have a lot of things go our way, and we're just very fortunate that we were able to get things going and keep things going with our guys. And like I said, my captains with Jacob Marley, Dylan Spessard, and Ian Shell have really done a fantastic job, and I'm blessed to be their coach.
You begin sectionals with Seeger real quick. Just what are your thoughts on them?
Seeger's a very good team. I've seen him a little bit on film here, and just kind of getting to know kind of what they do. I've gotten to know Coach King over the last couple of years. I know he's a heck of a coach. I know he'll have the team ready to go.
It's going to be exciting, obviously, in that sectional. We're looking forward to it. So best of luck next week against Seeger in sectionals. We will be there. Congratulations on an undefeated regular season.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Well done. Make sure to check out our website, WLFI.com, and click on the Sports tab for all highlights from tonight's games.
Have a great night, great weekend. We'll see you next week.